Well, it's safe to say this will be an election and an election day like no other, playing out during a pandemic and concerns over counting the huge surge of mail-in ballots across the country. WGAL political analyst Dr. J. Terry Madonna joins us now. And Dr. Madonna, you've done this for a long time. I don't know how many elections you've covered, but has the week before election night ever felt like this before?
Absolutely not. We're in uncharted territory with millions and millions. I'm not even going to provide you with a number of mail-in and absentee ballots that are going to get counted at various times across the states. 75% of American voters are eligible for mail-in and absentee ballots, and we're going to have to see how that plays out. I mean, and we've seen nothing like this. With poll watchers, the controversy over poll watchers, the controversies over mail ballots, how they will get counted, is there proper security? This is an election like none other in the history of our country.
All right, so let's do Terry's 3 election night things to watch. First of all, we keep hearing over and over that Pennsylvania is the key in the grand scheme of winning the White House. The road to the White House runs through the Keystone State, but tell us why Florida may actually be the first state to watch on election night.
Yeah, well, the fact of the matter is that Florida permits the counting of the ballots 3 weeks before November 3. So it literally could be one of the few states that actually have the results of the election on the evening of November 3. There's no prospect for Pennsylvania for obvious reasons. Yes, people can vote in person, but the people who tend to vote by mail, the election officials have 3 days in Pennsylvania, 3 days during election week to count the mail-in ballots. So that means Friday of election week. And then we're going to have to wait to see if they actually have them all counted by then, because in our state, they cannot open the ballots and begin to process them before election day. So Florida, which is a big state, 29 electoral votes, is largely to be an important element in the presidential election. And trust me, because it's a battleground state, massive attention will be placed on Florida.
So that leads to our second question, which you've just sort of answered there. Will we have a definitive winner on election nights? We're so used to waking up the day after the election and hearing XYZ will be the president. Is that going to happen this year?
I don't know how it can happen because of the mail-in ballots and the fact. And remember this, we could have legal challenges to it. In close states, imagine the legal challenge, and they could come from a variety of considerations. It could be the mail-in ballots, the controversies over how they're handled, how they're filled out, whether they followed the rules and the election code in the various states. That's an important element, and the possibility of legal challenges in close elections. So there is no way we know who won the presidential election. And the other elections in this state, if you want to talk about Pennsylvania, conceivably on the Friday of election week, but I'm going to make this point. On June 2nd, in the Pennsylvania primary, it took, with 1.5 million mail-in ballots, almost as many as people who voted in person, it took 2 full weeks to certify the election. 2 full weeks. And everyone, most experts expect that this could be days. Some have suggested weeks, if then, whether the election is decided. And again, we could have multiple lawsuits that could postpone it even more.
Finally, our third point for that night, in 2016, ultimately the polls did not forecast the winner. Your last poll on this race has Joe Biden up by 6 percentage points. And you have another poll coming out this week. So what do the polls tell us this time that they didn't tell us back in 2016?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the pollsters have gone through extensive reviews of their methodology, of their sampling, to try to, it was the state polls that were off, by the way. National polls were pretty much right. Hillary won by 2.1 percentage points. The national poll average on Real Clear Politics was 3. And the same is true for the Franklin and Marshall College poll, where there's been a tremendous assessment of when voters made a decision and when the Franklin and Marshall College poll was, interviewing voters. I would really doubt. I'm not suggesting that, you can't have polls that are off, but I think overall they're largely this year to be more, I'll put it this way, right on. And remember, there's snapshots in time. So depending on when they're done, they may not catch the final results for obvious reasons. The polls in Pennsylvania on average over the last couple of weeks have been Biden by 3.8 at the low for Biden and up to about 7 for Biden in the lead. So you notice that variation that's taken place over the last couple of weeks.
Dr. Terry Madonna, thank you for your time as always.
My pleasure.
WGAL News 8 is answering your questions about the voting process. Some viewers who've received a mail-in ballot have asked if they could vote in person instead.
News 8's Matt Barcaro has the answer.
We are at a polling place that'll be open on Election Day to answer a question you may have been asking. What happens if I've requested a mail-in ballot, but then I changed my mind and I would rather vote in person on Election Day? Can I do that? The answer is yes, but you have to follow these rules. You have to bring your mail-in ballot with you on Election Day to the polls, and that includes the envelopes that were provided. Once you're at the polls, you'll have to surrender your mail-in ballot so it can be destroyed, and then you can cast your ballot as you normally would in person at the polls. If you don't bring your ballot and envelopes with you, you may have to cast a provisional ballot, and those take a little longer to process because the county has to double check that you haven't already sent in a mail-in ballot, because remember, you cannot vote twice. In Des Moines, I'm Matt Barcaro, WGAL News 8.
You can watch all of our voter guides online in the Commitment 2020 section of WGAL.com. And if you have a question about the voting process, email us at news8@WGAL.com.
Coming up, what you need to know before mailing your ballot or casting your vote in person at the polls.